So, first, I'm looking at prompt H about relationships. How important are romantic relationships in life and why? I think relationships in general are really important in life, especially romantic relationships, because they help us to grow and to show empathy with others, to teach us things like sharing and love. Romantic relationships, I think, are especially important in this because it's loving someone else as much as you love yourself, or putting someone else first rather than just yourself. I actually recently got married, and it just completely changed from dating to marriage, because it's not just about yourself anymore. It is about you as a couple and your life together and how it's going to change. I don't think that necessarily you have to be with someone. I think that romantic relationships are important, but there are times, when they don't work out and life goes on, and you can be completely happy without being in a relationship. I think it's incredibly important to be in a relationship that's happy and healthy. We see a lot of marriages break up because relationships aren't happy and healthy, and we see a lot of spousal abuse in relationships that aren't healthy. I think that it weighs on you as a person to not be in a relationship that's happy, and it can be detrimental to your life if you're not happy or stuck in something that makes you unhappy. I think the most difficult things to deal with in relationships, I think trust is a really big thing, especially with how our culture has changed over the years to be really sexualized. Cheating isn't as big of a deal, I feel like, as it used to be, and that causes a lot of problems. I think what causes a lot of problems too is finances, and just not discussing things or being open with your spouse before you get married. And getting married, since I did get married, marriage is very important to me. I just think it's a lifelong journey, that I wanted to do with my partner, my husband. So it just is really significant in that we're saying that we're committed to each other for the rest of our lives. And that was our choice. We wanted to get married. It's not for everybody. I know that if we didn't want kids together, it might be a different story. Or if we were older, if you got remarried, or if you were previously married, I don't know that I would get remarried again. I think relationships fail for different reasons, whether cheating or being unhappy or not discussing everything or being fully open with each other before you get married. And I think, too, living with someone before you get married helps a lot because, we went through a lot of challenges when we first lived together, because you're just living with a person. It's different than just seeing them, casually or not living together. I don't think relationships are meant to fail. I think that we don't try as hard anymore. People give up really easily and think they'll just find something better. Divorce is more popular, so, people jump to that rather than working on their relationship. I think that men and women want the same thing in relationships. They want a partner to love. They want someone to care for that's with them throughout their lives. I think that's constant in both men and women. I think people cheat because they're unhappy in their marriage, or they're not getting what they want out of their marriage, so they look elsewhere. Also, society just deems that, cheating's okay. It's not a big deal. Especially if men do it, I feel like it's not as big of a deal as if a woman did it. I think that relationships can survive cheating. It just would be really hard. I think for myself, I just would always have that in the back of my mind. and be worried. But obviously, you can get over it and forgive and I don't know, forget necessarily, but you can always forgive someone. I mean, there's different reasons men and women cheat, regardless of being a man or woman. Whether it be that they're unhappy in their marriage, or they're not having sex with their partner anymore, or maybe if they don't value the marriage, because that's one of the biggest things in marriage, is that you're vowing to be with that partner, not to share other partners. So romantic relationships are definitely important, but intrinsic and complicated at the same time.